Tonight, learn about the largest economic investment in Iowa history.
And find out which drug is affecting Iowa children and how they may be losing help. KKRS News starts right now.
This is KKRS News with Kelsey Kniff, Nick Delaquilla, Aubrey Coleman with sports, and Aaron Faust with weather.
Welcome to your Friday edition of KKRS News. I'm Kelsey Kniff.
And I'm Nick Delaquilla. $1.9 billion. That's the largest amount of money put into a single project in Iowa, and it's all for wind energy. Mid-American Energy announced Wednesday that it will build more than 600 wind turbines by 2015. The company projects that wind will account for 40% of energy used and could even lower energy bills.
One of the most common drugs in Iowa homes no longer grabs the attention of state lawmakers, but it still impacts families. Katie Kuntz, an investigator with Iowa Watch, will help take the drug of choice out of the shadows.
Methamphetamine. It's cheap, available, and highly addictive. The Southwest Iowa Narcotics Task Force considers meth to be Council Bluffs' drug of choice, but it's also the drug so many Iowans wish they didn't choose. I'm Katie Kuntz, and growing up in Council Bluffs, this story hits home for me. The last several months, I spent time traveling the state, researching the trauma put on Iowa families because of the area's drug of choice.
Stayed high for about 10 years. I mean, I would swallow it or eat it or snort it, but my main choice was to shoot it up.
It alters your mind to the effect that you feel like you are this superhero and you can just accomplish anything. But in the end, you don't accomplish anything.
Methamphetamine is one of the most chemically addictive substances available. It has among the highest rates for relapse of any common drug, and the effects on the human body are many and severe.
I've seen like the acne begin, you start seeing the teeth starting to fall out and rot, you see even like hair.
This Council Bluffs school counselor works directly with children exposed to meth and tries to help as more children are taken from their homes due to meth addiction every year.
And they took my daughter. And it's really a sick mind to think that you can parent somebody when you're under the influence of that drug. It does not, however, ever stop a mother from truly loving her children.
But sometimes children find themselves using the drug too.
It was my oldest that, she had a really hard time with it. Started doing meth when she was 13, but she has been sober now, and I'm proud of her because I feel like I don't have to worry about her.
I find that the women usually tell me that they got involved in drugs in their early teens, maybe 13, 14, 15 years old, especially if they don't have much of a family support. Some of the women we work with were raised in homes where their mothers, the grandmothers, the mothers did drugs.
Cheap, available, and highly addictive. Meth does more than harm its user. It impacts their children too. Experts point out a meth use cycle and suggest the best way to reduce meth could be from keeping young people from using it in the first place. But at a time when prevention may be critical, funding for preventative programs no longer exist in Iowa schools. Between 2011 and 2012, Iowa cut over $300,000 in funding, which will be reduced to $0 for next fiscal year. Of course, the effort to decrease meth cannot be the sole responsibility of schools, but the current budget could keep prevention out of schools completely. With Iowa Watch, this is Katie Kuntz, KKRS News.
The city of Iowa City is working to simplify its downtown parking. Officials have replaced old parking meters with smart meters, or meters that accept more than just change. They hope the meters will make parking more convenient. The city is testing multiple smart meters around downtown, and in doing so, officials have hired local residents and other city personnel to roam around the downtown area. These workers are supposed to offer guidance on the new parking system in exchange for feedback on the new technology. Some of the new meter options include a stationary payment box where downtown visitors can pay with cash or credit and obtain a receipt. The whole goal is to simply make parking easier in the heart of Iowa City.
These new ones will take credit cards, so we're interested if people are excited about that, if they're going to use credit card, if it's worth it.
Flooding could be an issue for Iowa City this summer, which is bad news for university musicians who are still feeling the pains from the 2008 flood. The flood destroyed the Hancher Auditorium, the Voxman Music Building, and the Clapp Recital Hall. Music students now have to race across campus in order to make it to the makeshift classrooms and will be making the trek for at least another 3 years. The new buildings are projected to be finished in 2016, a long wait for students hoping to perform on a university stage.
And coming up in KKRS News, a look ahead on the future of the Johnson County Jail and Courthouse. A fluke in the Iowa gun laws are exposed, and see what Eastern Iowa baseball team is making a splash. But first, a look at your weather with Aaron Faust.
It's going to be a pretty decent weekend out there weather-wise, Hawkeyes. We'll see a slight chance for rain on Friday with a high around 65 and a low near 45. As we move into Saturday, we'll have partly cloudy skies and the temperature will cool down a little bit to a high of about 58. Then taking a look at your Mother's Day, it should be just about perfect with clear skies and a high around 60 degrees. So go out there and grab a nice bouquet of flowers and show your mother how much you care. That's all I've got for weather. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Aaron. A close vote stopped the Johnson County Justice Center once again, but officials still recognize a problem in both the jail and the courthouse and the need to come up with a new proposal. Downtown restaurant owners are asking for more support in alcohol safety. The Partnership for Alcohol Safety, a union between the University of Iowa and Iowa City, want to offer a forum this summer to help restaurants identify minors and make downtown a little more safe.
More than 50 registered sex offenders in Iowa have the permit to carry a firearm, and a fluke in Iowa gun laws could even let convicted criminals buy weapons they may have used in their crimes. A Des Moines Register investigation shows that Iowa sheriffs no longer have the discretion to deny a sex offender a permit to carry, and the state does not track whether those offenders may have used a weapon during their crime. These laws have many women advocates questioning the legislation. And more gun debate could come before the Iowa legislature again.
When it was introduced to the U.S. in the 1970s, sushi was considered an exotic delicacy, and many Americans feared raw fish. Fast forward to 2013, and this Japanese cuisine has become an American symbol of trendiness, sophistication, and health consciousness. Michelle Nago has more about this cultural evolution.
Although sushi originates from Japan, the sushi Americans and students in Iowa City experience is much different from the authentic sushi seen in Japan. In Japan, the most popular way to eat sushi is a simple nigiri style. This is a ball of rice with a slice of raw fish on top. In America, however, the most popular way to eat sushi is a maki style, which is the rice on the outside and the seaweed and ingredients on the inside. Owner and chef of Sushi Kitchen also points out the evolution of sushi over the years.
Whereas here in America, it's become, not for lack of a better word, a bit more fancy, a bit more dressed up, sauces, a lot of additions, more appealing to the eye as well as, to the palate.
As scary as eating raw fish may sound, much like other proteins and foods, with proper handling and storage, sushi is safe and actually provides numerous health benefits, which may be why it is so popular in Iowa City.
Yeah, I just get it because it tastes good mostly. It's not too expensive here, and obviously it's fairly healthy too.
In fact, most sushi dishes contain omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce risk of cancer and low cholesterol, great sources of protein, and vitamins and nutrients like calcium and vitamin D. Sushi has gained so much popularity in 30 years that not only is it offered in Japanese restaurants, but sushi is also sold in grocery stores, fast food restaurants, and here on campus in academic buildings like the IMU River Room. Michelle Nago, KKRS News.
It's the first thing you grab when going for a run, your shoes, but there are things you need to consider before tying up your laces. A program offered by Running Wild's shoe store in Iowa City allows customers to find the right fit for them as we head towards the running season.
We look at the tread wear on their current shoes and just kind of ask them what's worked for them, what could be better, and then through a series of different styles of gait analysis, dynamic foot motion on our treadmill with frame-by-frame analysis, or just general watching them walk barefoot, we'll be able to piece together what style of shoe, what category of shoe is going to work best for them.
The business has been in Coralville since 1999 and opened up a shop in Iowa City in December 2012.
It's really interesting what they're doing over there at Running Wild.
It's amazing, really. Now we'll turn it over to Aubrey Coleman for sports.
Hey Hey there, thanks for joining us tonight for KKRS Sports. I'm Aubrey Coleman. Are you a University of Iowa female student who likes to toss the puck around? Well, the UI is adding women's hockey as a club sport for the first time in school history, and it may be for you. The club held its first informational meeting last week, and the puck will drop next year. The 2012 football season wasn't what Iowa fans and players hoped for. After April's spring game, fans were able to preview the 2013 Hawks. The Hawkeyes have a clean slate, and I took a look at what they might do with it.
The 2013 team made its debut to the fans in a glorified practice last Saturday.
Here at the spring football game, fans are preparing for the 2013 season, and a lot of them shared with us what exactly they're excited about.
Just ready to get back and get all the fans back in the stadium, get ready to go, and see some hopefully better football than last season at least.
Anything better than last season seems to be all the Iowa fans want.
You know, a tough year last year, and we got a kind of a new group coming in here, so we'll see if they get a turnaround. I'm sure they will, so we're excited.
But even after this spring game lineup, questions about next season are still unanswered. The biggest question being, who will replace quarterback James Vandenberg? There are 3 different replacements for this position: Cody Sokol, Jake Rudock, and CJ Beathard. The fans are looking forward to a new quarterback.
Not James Vandenberg.
But Coach Wren said the spring game wouldn't determine much for the quarterbacks. Hawk fans should expect surprises in the fall. For the players, spring training was just another step closer to the preparation of their opening game to Northern Illinois in Kinnick Stadium. The Hawks will open next season with back-to-back games in Kinnick. The 16,000 fans will multiply, and the Hawkeyes will take the field with new seniors, a new lineup, and high expectations.
Go Hawks!
It's not a Hawkeye sport, but a baseball team about 30 miles north of Iowa City is making plenty of noise this season. The minor league Cedar Rapids Colonels are off to a scorching start just months after they switched affiliations from the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim to the Minnesota Twins. Their Colonels hold a 21-9 record and sit atop the Midwest League after a loss to the Quad City River Bandits on Wednesday. Since the shuffle, the club has started a promotional night known as Twins Tuesdays, during which the players wear road jerseys and Twins hats to commemorate the switch. Those nights also include a giveaway for Minnesota Twins tickets.
Every day we're fulfilling 1 to 2 merchandise orders of T-shirts and the Colonel's merchandise to Twins fans in Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Northern Iowa. So I've seen a lot more interest from people outside the Eastern Iowa area in our ball club.
A long winter and a spring with some of the strange weather kept the University of Iowa's Finkbein Golf Course closed longer than usual this season. Finkbein, the home course for the Iowa Hawkeye golf program, opened at the beginning of April. That caused some headaches for ground crews who tried to prepare for the golfers' first season. The soggy, windy weather left debris and standing water on the course, and despite a lack of business early on, fewer golfers meant fewer ball marks and could lead to a cleaner course throughout the summer. We'll get you out of here with another quick golf story. American Roberto Castro shot a 63 during the first round of Players Tournament at the TPC Sawgrass on Thursday. The score tied Fred Couples and Greg Norman for the course record. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, that's all we've got for you tonight. Have a great weekend.